Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is going to be episode 11 and 12. Okay. So the ladies are in Ireland. This is Dolores. She's hosting this trip. Um, the ladies went to a local pub and stuff. You know, they're celebrating Teresa. She getting ready to get married. This is like a bachelorette vacation moment, right? Um, One thing I'm noticing about Teresa, she don't like to participate in certain stuff. She just like to sit back and chill and watch the rest of them and stuff. But anyway, everybody's chugging beer. It's Ireland. Beer, beer, beer. Just everywhere. Everybody chuckling. Jen Fessler, she can put them down. Jackie can put them down. Everybody can pretty much put them down. I'm glad the dog wasn't invited because I'm not a beer drinker at all. I am a liquor queen. What to look at, if it's something I like or whatever. But I pretty much try anything. But I'm definitely more of a liquor person than beer. The acid, the belching, it just kind of sit on my stomach. It gives me a headache instantly. Um, it's just don't beer just don't sit well with me. And then the taste is just now I will drink a little beer just to keep the high going, When I'm already there, but it ain't no more look around or nothing there that I want to drink. If it's all this beer, I will sip, on a little something. But they gotta be something light and cute. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so all the ladies are having a good time out. And then they get on the tour bus. It was just like, yeah, when we get back to the castle, it's going to be the after party. Child, within 30 minutes, some heifers was asleep on the bus and went upstairs and went to bed, child. So the next day, we're seeing the ladies, waking up. We see Marge in the room with Melissa because Melissa has her own room. But Melissa and Teresa and a couple of other ladies, they're not liking, because this is a big castle and apparently it's hundreds of years old. They're not liking the photos, those big ancient photos that's sitting there. I'm not one of those either. I don't like that either. All them old paintings and pictures, I just feel like it's just a place with vampires and stuff. And how many people have been taken out there, and I just houses that's that old and stuff, I would just rather not. It's just it's too many rooms, it's just too many doors, it's too many little secret chambers, and I ain't with it. But it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. But I would definitely have somebody in the room with me, for sure. Um, okay, so they're up talking or whatever. They all sit down and talk. They all, Melissa and Jennifer, they start to spill the tea that Danielle called um, Rachel Food a snitch, a rat. Same thing. Called her rat, which is in Jersey. Calling somebody a rat is, a whole big thing. So it was just like, okay. Well, she got upset about that. She was just like, how am I a rat? And then here come Marge. And Marge, I've been nothing but nice to Danielle. Nothing but nice to her. She's ridiculous. Child, you know what Marge gonna give. Um, and I think it was Melissa that said that they should really be mad at Jennifer and Teresa. They're mad at Danielle because of the whole Laura thing and what Laura said about Margaret, that she has an arsenal on all her friends. But they should really be mad at she was like, well, Danielle only knows the information because of Jennifer and Teresa, but she's taking it out on Danielle because she's the easiest target. She's the new girl, and they always come for the new girl, somebody in the group and stuff. And plus, Marge and Teresa is trying to turn over a new leaf and move in a different direction in their relationship. And the whole Marge versus Jennifer Aiden arguments are just getting old and tired at this point. It's getting silly. So who else is it to come for? Let's come for Danielle. It's one of those situations. But I definitely see them kind of picking on her sometimes. It's like they kind of go out of their way to disagree with her, to act like they can't relate to her. The only time they all get along, with Danielle included, is when they drunk. That's the only time. Other than that, the next day when they're sober, they start the mess right back up again. Okay. So let me see. So the ladies, they go downtown. Um, well, before that, they're on the bus and they're talking, and we find out that Jennifer Fessler, I think husband had cheated, and then they both left each other and went on to go have different relationships, but then they ended up reconnecting. She said she was just still in love with him, couldn't get it out of her mind, etc. And so, it was a cute little moment. And talked about cheating and all that. Marge said that in her ex marriage that she was the one that cheated, and the marriage ended up just not working out. Dolores said that she asked Frank back in the day, could he stop cheating on her, and he's flat out told her no. So, shouts out to Paulie, is what I got to say. I mean, my God, Frank. It sounds like Frank put Dolores through hell back then. She was holding down the family, her kids that she got by Frank, and also looking out for Frank and making sure that he's good. And Frank just done got used to all that of what Dolores done did, and now she finally putting herself first. Her kids are good and grown, and it's just like she finally taking life back into her own hands, her love life. And now Frank has a problem with it, which is the weirdest thing because Frank has a girlfriend who's younger than Dolores. Dolores is a beautiful woman. The Brittany girl, she's beautiful. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Brittany she just seems perky and just down for whatever. But Frank is still after Dolores. I don't think he wants Dolores. He just don't want nobody else to have her. Y'all, I keep saying that, but it's the truth. Because what else could it be? Grow up and get over it, Frank. You're too old. Okay, so let me see. So they asked Teresa, I forgot who was it. I think it was Jen Fessler. She asked Teresa, are her daughters close to Melissa and Joe kids? I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. And then Teresa was just like, well, I mean, they were, but Antonia did not come to Melania's Sweet 16. And that started the whole thing because Melissa's sitting right there and ain't nobody gonna let nobody talk about their child. So that started the whole thing. And Melissa ended up being quiet, but she was steaming on the inside because I guess she wanted Teresa to answer the question a different kind of way. But I'm sure it was one of those things where Teresa wasn't thinking. And she wasn't expecting that question. And that was just the first thing that came to her head. And no matter what, Teresa is going to have her kids back. And no matter what, Melissa is going to have her kids back. So really, there's no resolution. Except for just to stop talking about it. I think the kids are fine. I think the kids are going to be fine. It's the adults that don't know how to act. But with the adults beefing, the kids are not going to see each other. So, I don't know. But they're all getting older now. So, they can form their own relationship and have their own relationship without the parents being involved, hopefully. Okay, let me see. So they have brunch or whatever. Dolores, she talked about how Paulie has spoken about the fact that he wants like a big wedding. She wants something low key. And then Teresa brought up the fact that Louis feels the same way. He wants some big and extravagant. Also, she talked about that at one point, and they are having something big and extravagant, Teresa and Louis' wedding. But yeah, either it was one of the other ones. It was talking about something more small and low key. Let me see. So Melissa called Joe on the phone, and then the first thing she talked about was what Teresa said about his daughter, her daughter too, Teresa's niece. And, Joe, I just can't believe it. This is crazy. The lowest of the low. And just any little thing. I'm like, oh, they ain't gonna never get back cool ever in life. Let me see. The last thing was they go to dinner. Rachel and Danielle get into it. Jen has told Danielle already about the rumor that Laura told her and Teresa that allegedly whoever is the person that works with Margaret and Melissa, that apparently the guy said that he saw Melissa get out some man's back seat and she was making out with somebody that wasn't Joe Gorga. So they done told Danielle to shut up and don't say nothing because Melissa has no idea about this. And neither does nobody else outside of Laura, Danielle, Jen Aiden, and Teresa. So, and allegedly Marge, because Marge was the one that told her, apparently. So, child, I don't know. So Danielle really want to show out and cut up at the fool, but she's sitting on a secret and she can't say nothing because Danielle and Melissa are cool, and so she don't want to hurt her friend, I guess. Okay, so the next episode, and the ladies get back on the bus. Melissa is hot and heavy. Everybody wakes up feeling good. We meet Dolores' future mother-in-law and sister-in-law and niece, which is Paul's mama, sister, and niece. And they come by and they're all Irish and stuff, and they're talking and stuff, and Mama is a mess. She called Dolores a hussy because she, saw Dolores coming out of her son's bedroom one day and stuff and all that. And so, yeah, then Melissa and Teresa, they kind of had a bonding moment where Melissa talked about Teresa's mom and how they kind of had a similar situation at first when they first met. They kind of met under unforeseen circumstances, not the ideal circumstances. I guess Joe was hitting Melissa, and then, that's how he met their mama. And so, yeah. Let me see. They get emotional at the table, Danielle. Let me see. They go and visit a farm with chickens, and the goal is to catch a chicken, and if you catch a chicken, that means you're going to have good luck or whatever. Melissa goes in there. Well, no, Teresa grabs Melissa, and they go in there together to try to catch the chickens. I think Teresa caught it. I'm not sure if Melissa caught it. I can't remember. But it was a fun little moment. Also, another exercise they did while they were there was to celebrate Teresa, the ladies was gonna paint something on this wall as their most fondest memory of Teresa or whatever, which was kind of random and whatever. And so everybody did something nice. Teresa started to cry. She was just like, please, nobody paint me behind bars. And so she got emotional about that. I was like, I wouldn't think that anybody would do that. That would be kind of cruel. Funny, but cruel. But nobody did that. Melissa got emotional because she drew the Italian flag. And she drew 4 people. Teresa and Joe's mom, dad, and then little Teresa and little Joe, and how she wished things was better. Then Teresa gets up and hug her. She has a sentimental moment, and she decided, it sounded like she was trying to invite Melissa, Joe, and the kids to be in the wedding, but then she remembered that she don't like them, so then she, we all have them emotional moments where we're not quite thinking straight. And it's just like, oh, I just love you so. Or a lot of times mine happen when I'm drunk. Oh, I love you so much, and I'm sorry, But then the next day, I'm like, I really don't like you for real, though. I forgot. I'm still mad. It's one of those situations. Okay. Let me see. The ladies, they went to a place where you jump in mud, Ireland spa or whatever. I probably wouldn't have did it. But whatever. All good luck and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. So we go back to Jersey, and the guys are meeting together outside of Louie and Paulie. Naturally, and Joe Gorga, he's feeling some kind of way about now Bill, Aiden, and Jennifer being in the wedding, and they're still not in the wedding, and he's family, and he was just like, yeah, they dropped Dina and all that, and all of a sudden they need extra people in the wedding, yet they skipping over everybody, and yet they skipping over us and going to everybody else. And Bill agreed, but Bill was just like, the whole purpose of the guys getting together was for Frank. Frank has a weed business, and he wanted the guys to try the weed, and they was just talking and relating and blah blah blah, and yeah, things was kind of heated a little bit between Joe and Bill. They wasn't mad at each other, but Joe's just frustrated in general. Everybody know how little Joe and his temper. And then Danielle's husband and Rachel's husband got into it because Danielle called Rachel a rat, and then they called their men, and then they brought it up to each other and blah blah blah. I was like, oh Lord, they look like they finna fight. Danielle's husband is a lot bigger, taller than Rachel's husband, but Rachel's husband looks crazy in the eyes, so that would be a good match for sure. But the guys will never get into it like that, which is good. Okay. Let me see. Like I said, Danielle called her husband, blah, blah, blah. Margaret called her husband, and her friend was there. They was talking about Bill Aiden being in the wedding. They had a dinner at the castle, a final dinner. They all looked really pretty. I was like, ooh, I couldn't tell which dress I liked the most. Let me think. 2 dresses that stuck out to me just off the top of my head. Just off the top of my head, I would say Dolores. And Dolores looked fantastic, and Melissa looked fantastic. Yeah, just off the top of my head. Let me see. Okay, so once again, what happened, y'all? An argument. So they talk about enjoying the trip. Everything is fine at first. Danielle asked Rachel, are we able to move on? Are we able to carry on? Rachel was like, no, we're not able to carry on, and blah, blah, blah. Because you said what you said, and I feel some kind of way, and yada, yada. And Danielle was just like, hold up, calm down, first of all. Because they're not about that. Like, I think Danielle can thump. You can't tell me Danielle can't fight. She don't want to be that person. She's trying to hold it in, but I think, yeah. I don't think Rachel Fuda and that nose, I don't think she want not nan day of Danielle. I keep forgetting her last name. I like her last name. But she don't want not one baby. And so everybody, whoa, gaslighting, acting like Danielle's just wild and crazy for nothing. It's so annoying. Like I said, Melissa said that she should blame Marsh and the man arguing at Danielle, telling her your life ain't gonna never change until you learn how to deal with things with people. And, Margaret was just quite nasty to Danielle in this moment. And Danielle went into the bathroom, went to go cry. Child, I was just like, oh, Danielle. I felt bad for her in that moment. But you got to get stronger around these heifers, Danielle. It's okay. It's your first season. Next season, you'll know better. Because I feel like you're definitely coming back for sure. Because most of the people like you, Danielle, over Rachel, who's also new. But, yeah. You'll learn. You'll get the Marge and all them off your back, child. Soon enough. Or you can just continue to argue with Marge over and over again like Jennifer Aiden. Who knows, child. But every single person on this show is needed on this show. This is a really good cast of people. For sure. Absolutely. They all cracked me up in their own little way. Was that everything? I think that was everything, y'all. Is next week the wedding, I think? Or rehearsal? I think so. We're winding down, child. The season get ready to be over, child. Child. The reunion gonna be good, they say. With that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google+. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter. At ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.